There was a time when people believed that to change the world, you had to have power, wealth, or extraordinary talent. But there was a man named Yusuf who lived a very ordinary life. He was not rich, nor was he famous. His clothes were simple, his house was small, and he carried no titles that could impress the world. Yet, he carried something far greater than all of these things. He cared deeply about people. It wasn't the kind of care that demanded recognition. It was quiet, consistent, and sincere. Yusuf worked as a bus driver in a busy city. Every day he met strangers, yet he treated each one with respect. One rainy evening, while driving his usual route, he noticed an old woman standing at the bus stop, shivering without an umbrella. The bus was already full, and many passengers looked away, unwilling to be bothered. But Yusuf stopped, opened the doors, and offered her his own raincoat. She hesitated, surprised by the gesture, but he smiled and said, "You need it more than I do." That small act stayed with her for years because, in that moment, someone saw her, someone cared. Another day, a young boy got on the bus with tears in his eyes. Yusuf noticed and gently asked, "Are you all right, son?" The boy hesitated, but eventually confessed he had failed his exam and was afraid to face his parents. Yusuf didn't give him a lecture or a long speech. Instead, he told him about his own struggles, how he once failed in school, and how life had still given him chances to grow. "A bad day doesn't make you a bad person," Yusuf said. The boy left the bus with a little more hope than when he entered. Years later, that same boy became a teacher and often told his students about the bus driver who reminded him not to give up. Yusuf's life wasn't perfect. He faced his own share of challenges. Bills piled up, and there were days when his tired hands ached from long hours of work. But he never allowed his struggles to harden his heart. He believed that caring was free, and it was something everyone could give. Sometimes it was just a kind word, sometimes a smile, sometimes listening when someone needed to be heard. Those small moments made an invisible chain of kindness that touched more lives than he would ever know. One evening, when Yusuf fell ill and couldn't work, something unexpected happened. People from all over the neighborhood came to see him: passengers, shopkeepers, students, and even the old woman he once gave his raincoat to. They brought food, medicines, and envelopes of money. One man said, "You may not remember, but you once helped me when my wallet was stolen. You paid my fare without asking anything in return. I've never forgotten." Another woman said, "You were the first person who made me feel safe when I moved to this city. You reminded me that there are still good people in the world." Yusuf realized then that the difference he made was far bigger than he had ever imagined. It wasn't about wealth, beauty, or perfection. It wasn't about grand gestures or extraordinary achievements. It was about showing up with a caring heart, even in the smallest ways. His life was proof that to make a difference, you don't need brilliance or riches. You just need to care enough to act, to notice others, to treat them with kindness. The world often teaches us to chase greatness, to seek recognition, but true greatness is quiet. It lives in the way we make others feel. Yusuf's story reminds us that a simple act of care can travel farther than we think. Somewhere, someone will remember your kindness long after they have forgotten your name. And perhaps, that is the most beautiful legacy anyone can leave behind.